Ladies and gents, welcome to the first video in the workshop. Today we're going to be figuring out what to do with all this wiring. Okay, so this is the area I'm going to be concentrating on. I don't need to worry about where all the lights and everything are going from the back because they're going to be easy. What I do need to worry about is everything hanging down here, which I can't pull up yet because I need to disconnect this lead, because this is the live feed for the starter motor. Once I've disconnected that, all of this can come up here. So it's just this, and this little bundle here. Get all that in a nice little pocket up here. It will tidy the rest of the area up. Yeah, and it should be a lot easier to just fiddle about with stuff without leads hanging everywhere. So I'll show you how I plan on doing this, filling this space, once I disconnect that lead so I can see how far I can stretch these cables. Okay, now I've got all the wires in this area, I can see roughly how I want this to all be laid out. So the regulator and the flasher relay I'm going to have over here in this sort of area. The starter relay is just going to tuck down sideways like this, and this leaves a nice little pocket there for that little fuse holder to go in. So we've got this nice area here which we can build this in. So yeah, I'll show you how a nice easy way to get your template before you even need to cut any metal. Okay, so all I've got here is some cardboard from a dog biscuit box. So just going to put this under here. Just trim that down a bit. Just get rid of that edge. Get rid of that. Push this into here like that, and we are going to draw out the shape we want. I'll just unplug that for a second, get that out of the way, get rid of that. So I've got my pen. Don't want to get too close to the battery box, so I'm just going to come across here like that. We don't really need to go past this frame brace, so probably cut that there like that. We just trim along these lines. Like that. Now this one, this last line, I don't know if you can see this or not, this last line I'm going to fold along there because, oh, you'll see in a minute, So now we've folded along that line, we can get this in and start to build up where the box is going to be. So I reckon, how deep is that? That needs to be a bit deeper than that. Come down a little. Yeah, that'll be okay. So we'll fold along there. Like that. That on there. So because this has already got some holes drilled in it, these would actually be really nice to mount this to. So I'm going to leave a tab, a little flange going across the back of here. We'll draw that on. I mark out where these holes are. There. There. As long as we leave material after that. Something like that. So just line up with that. That'll sit nicely in there. Now what I need to do is get some more card and fill in these gaps around here. Okay, so I very quickly have just masking taped some edges, some sides onto this, so I can get a rough idea as to how easy it's going to be to put in. So at the moment, we'll slide in from the back and sit in here like this. Something like that. But the problem I've got now is I need to cut out where these big cables come in. The front edge needs to be a bit lower, so I'll just trim those down. Yeah, I'll trim that down a bit and see if we can get a better fit. Yeah, I quite like that. So this side here, I'll copy that and put that on this side, and then that's a good place to start for making the net for making it out of stainless. So yeah, I'll just quickly get that taped on and then show you the next bit. Okay, so we've got our net, our template box. What we need to do now is tape up every seam before we cut it all open to lay it out flat. So everywhere where there's a join, we need to make it as if there isn't one. So that doesn't matter, that will come off. That will come off. Just tuck that down into there. That was the only one I missed. Okay, so now we're going to cut down the corners . so. When you lay it out flat, like this, where's it? There we go. When we lay it out flat like this, that's the shape we're going to have to cut out from our steel, which is here. There we go, one nice piece of steel. So let's put that on here. I'm going to use this existing, oh, let's tilt you down a bit so you can see. Get into focus. There we go. So I'm going to use this existing straight edge to draw around it, and then we'll cut it out with the angle grinder. Okay, so there's the net I need to cut out. I'll get that out with the angle grinder and then we'll start folding. Okay, sorry guys, I just realised I hadn't pressed record on the last bit. So all I've done is cut the template out so it looks like that, look like this. I've gone round the edges with the grinder to take all the burrs off. I have scored up the inside with the cutting disc to give it some bend points, some like focus areas for the bend. And now I'm just clamping it in the vise, bending it over this piece of wood because it's got a nice sharp edge on it. To bend it up into shape. So yeah, apologies for that. Okay, there we go, one box. I just hammer this bit down, this flange, and then we give it a test fit in the bike, and if it all looks okay, I'll clean it up a little bit and we start welding it up. Okay, so let's see how it goes into here. So it's a bit tight. Yeah, it's far too tight. I mean, in principle it's alright, but unfortunately it looks like I've made it too wide, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, to be honest. Glad I didn't bother welding anything yet. So that would roughly be where it would sit. I mean, it's quite nice that it's tight, because you can have a look and actually feel how it's going to sit. So that would be located over here somewhere, like that. This would go down in there, with that tucking out through there. like that. This would just get tucked down into here, and the relay would go in this space left over here. So there's plenty of room in there. It's a massive box. It'll be fine when it gets to be the right size. So we're going to chalk that one up as a failure, and I shall try again tomorrow. I've lost the light now. I've got a little work torch just up here to show you this. I've lost the light outside. I haven't got round to fitting lights into the workshop yet, but so yeah, well, let's call it a learning day. I zoom you out. Bear with me a sec. That's better. Okay, so yeah, we'll chalk that one up as a trial run. It doesn't sound as bad as a balls up. I mean, the material won't go to waste. There's still plenty of stuff on there. I just cut along the seams and use them to make something. Next time I will have a bash at making another one of these, ever so slightly smaller. I won't put you through all the build process again. I'll chuck it all into a time lapse for you so that you can just see. Oh no, we'll probably pick it up at about the welding sort of stage. So yeah, thanks for that. It's always good to learn things. It's a bit disheartening that it didn't fit, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Thanks very much for tuning in. It's really nice to start working back on the bike again. So yeah, apologies for the sidetracking of getting my workshop up and running, but it's done now. Focus on the bike for a bit. If you're liking what you're seeing, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a link at the end of the video. It'll probably pop up in a second or so. And then yeah, I shall see you next time. Thanks very much.